Hello Capricorn, welcome to your July forecast for the year of 2017. I am Kiana Mayfield from LibraLunaCenter.com, and for you, July is a month of developing your master plan, Capricorn. For you, at the beginning of July 1st, we have Chiron stationing retrograde in Pisces, and for you this is happening in your third house of communication, your relationship to your environment, your relationship to your siblings, and ultimately how you think, right? Your mind, the psychological influences of your mind. And Capricorn, I'm getting that this has been you feeling deeply, deeply misunderstood. The healing of the wounding, right? The integration of the wounding, where you have felt misunderstood, where you have felt you've been betrayed, portrayed as almost the bad guy, right? The black sheep. Whenever Pluto is in someone's sign, right? And for you, it's in your sign. The collective can see this sign, right, as sort of the black sheep of the family at the time, right? And ultimately, the change makers. For you, Capricorn, it's all about how you relate to reality, how you relate to society, that you change, that you make change, right? And I feel that it's in doing away with the whole notion of what the world believes you are, right? Aries got a similar energy. But for you, this is, I'm feeling, we tend to look, and a lot of astrologers make this mistake as well, of looking at Capricorn as just a sign that has to do with reality, with society, with productivity, with work, right? And to a certain extent that's true, but the work to what, right? Because it's not enough to just work without a purpose. And this is where you've been misunderstood. This is where you're feeling a deep sense of disconnection, right? Where you feel misaligned to your environment. And it's in confronting this wounding, right, that you ultimately consecrate your message, because you have a message to share, and ultimately it will help people. Ultimately it will help whatever it is you're trying to build, wherever it is you're trying to go, whatever it is you're trying to become with Pluto in your own sign, right? And by July 4th through the 5th, we have Venus entering Gemini, which for you is your 6th house, and Mercury entering Leo, your 8th. And at the same time, we have Neptune and its final quincunx to Jupiter, the third and final time. And for you, this is happening in your 3rd house and your 10th house. You are more than what you think you are, Capricorn. And it's in the recognition of that you find your message. You believe in your message. That you pave the way for where our society is going. Because society, I know I keep talking about society for your personal horoscope, but you are, with Pluto in your sign, tied in. How the energies play out on the collective scale, right? Our most deepest level of transformation is occurring with Capricorn energy for everyone. And for you, this is yourself, and it's in cultivating the transformation in yourself. And this comes by way of developing your core message, right? and releasing it to the world with Jupiter at the top of your chart, that you feel at home, you feel understood, you feel accepted. And you're no longer in this, I'm seeing a maze, right? You feel like you're in a maze, Capricorn. And this is building up to the full moon in Capricorn, your own sign, conjuncting exactly Pluto retrograde, first house, squaring over to Jupiter. With the Sun and Mars in Cancer in your opposite sign. And it's ultimately for you, Capricorn, and your understanding of yourself and understanding how you relate to the outside world, and understanding that it's not about you versus the world, it's about you and the world, you for the world, you working for the world. You are one of the last 4 signs of the zodiac, Capricorn. And all of the last 4 signs, Sagittarius, you, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, all of these signs are tied in to the collective. It is undeniable, it is irrevocable, and it is irrepressible. And it's in finding what you contribute. And it's in believing in what you contribute. With the South Node in Aquarius in your 2nd house, right? South Node in Aquarius, which Aquarius is ruled by Saturn as well, as this full moon occurs, right? And Saturn is retrograding in Sagittarius in your 12th house during this full moon. And it's confronting the deepest layer of fear towards yourself, towards the mastery of yourself, Capricorn, and what you give to the world through your own heart, the sharing of your heart. You cannot afford to be ice cold calculated Capricorn anymore. There needs to be a new level, an upgrade of your energy, Capricorn 2.0, right? With a full moon in your sign, this is releasing where you have felt not only isolated, but stuck in a cycle of, I'm feeling, karmic debt, right? Karmic baggage that has weighed itself on you, that has contributed to your sense of heaviness, to your sense of not worthlessness, but unworthiness, right? When we respect ourselves enough to open up all the way without reserve, without fear, this is when you know you're in love with yourself, Capricorn. Not through the closing of your heart, not through the wall that you put up, the mask, the stone cold rock that you become, but through the sharing of your deepest hidden passions with the North Node in Leo in your 8th. And your reality needs to reflect this, right? Your day-to-day, your work, your health. With Venus traveling through your your 6th house. And its ruling planet, Mercury, in your 8th. Arousing whatever that inner flame within you is, Capricorn. And only you know what that is. Because Capricorns do a very good job of hiding from themselves. But you can't. Not anymore, right? The full moon and your sign. This is bringing up everything that you are. Everything you're almost embarrassed about in regards to yourself. Because, Capricorn, you have to learn how to value your heart more. Value passion more. Value the hotter side of life more. And I know this is the most difficult thing for Capricorns to master because you are ruled by Saturn, the farthest planet away from the sun. You're used to being ice cold, right? You're used to the sense of isolation and rigidity it brings to you, because ultimately this rigidity is what you're most comfortable with. But it's in the exploration of everything that is hot, everything that is passionate, everything that is in opposition to your nature, right? That you find what your actual nature is. And Capricorn, you are meant to be the steward, the leader of this revolution that is taking place with Pluto and Capricorn. And it ultimately comes down to what you choose to contribute. It ultimately comes down to what your master plan is, right? What your message is. And how you communicate it. How you communicate it. Not necessarily what you communicate, even though that is the ultimate part of it. But the reason you have been encountering so much resistance, I'm feeling, is because you have not come to terms with the sun, right? Because it's through the sun that we inspire people, that we inspire and arouse the life that we're looking to create, right? It's not just about the details, the ideas, the concrete reality of, the floor plan of what we want to create. It's not about the floor plan. Nobody cares about the floor plan. We care about the result. And the result is whatever you feel in your heart, right? It's whatever you feel. And it's in learning how to express what you feel that you get people on your side. And you need people on your side, Capricorn. You cannot do this by yourself. Even though you feel like you have to. Even though you feel like everything's heavy, right? Even though you feel like the weight of the world is on you. It's not. The world is carrying you as much as you are carrying the world. And it's in recognition of that that the story unfolds for you. Okay, so we have the last quarter square of the moon in Aries conjuncting Uranus at its last degree before it goes retrograde. So it will be at its highest degree, 28 degrees in Aries in your 4th house, right? Before it goes retrograde next month. And for everyone, this is a breakout period, but for you, this is finding your stripes, I'm feeling. By not only how you relate to people, but also who you're relating with, right? Some people will never understand you, Capricorn. Some people aren't meant to. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with the letting go of what just isn't aligning right. Because this is your issue, right? With Saturn, you're a ruling planet in the 12. You feel like you just have to carry everyone and everything on your back. Even though you feel like this is opening you up. You feel like this is you carrying everything and everybody and everyone's opinion, right? You keeping as much as possible around you is what opens the doors, right? Is what gives you the opportunities for whatever it is, whatever your master plan is, for whatever you're trying to create and build in your life, right? For whoever you're trying to become. You feel that somehow this is the answer, right? Keeping everything around you, even though ultimately it can be toxic. Maybe perhaps because it's comfortable. But Capricorn, you have Uranus going through the bottom half of your chart in Aries. Capricorn, you know who you are. And you know everyone is themselves. Some people are just not there. And it's in the acknowledgement of that, the admittance of that, and the acceptance of that, that you become okay with yourself. Because this is what's been holding you back. Let it all go, Capricorn. Because if you continue to hold on to it, you open yourself up to the degradation of your own voice. And you don't want that, right? You don't want that. And so we have a new moon in Leo, 0 degrees conjuncting Mars in your 8th house. And this is opening up the portal to the total solar eclipse in Leo, which will occur August 21st next month, right? We are preparing. July is a month of preparing for the eclipse season. And for you, in your 8th house, which will occur July 23rd, by the way, this new moon, for you, it's in the acceptance of not only your weaknesses, but in your strengths, right? And the acceptance that you have certain strengths, Capricorn, and others do too. And in aligning yourself with the people, allowing yourself to become emotionally vulnerable, I'm feeling, Capricorn, no more stone, no more stone, no more rock. Open, open. This is a new definition of Capricorn, right? Before, we have the nodal axis shift next year with the south node in your sign. Let's get everything else out of the way. And the way to do that is to align with the things you hide, right? The things you're embarrassed about, but that ultimately speak to you. No more playing a front, Capricorn. Because being who you are is ultimately what will attract the level of intimacy and being able to create these grand master plans that you have in mind, right? You create your story. We have Mercury entering Virgo on the 25th, which it will go retrograde next month. But for you, this is happening in your 9th house. Redefining your perception, redefining your beliefs, redefining what and who you are, right? What you contribute. What your vision is, I'm feeling. Getting to terms of what do you even see when you close your eyes, Capricorn? Because this is who you are. It is not. And all earth signs have this problem, right? Not problem, but challenge. The challenge is in believing in the world that is there when you close your eyes. What do you see? Believing in that vision, cultivating that vision, harnessing that vision, articulating that vision. This is what you need, Capricorn. You can't just live in this world looking at whatever's in front of you, right? Who cares? Who cares, Capricorn? Because you create your story. And this is just the stepping stone for what's going to occur next month, right? Getting the glimpse of yourself through your own passion, through your own gate, your own underworld, right? The gates to yourself. Saturn, your ruling planet, will be beginning to stop at 21 degrees, and this will occur in your 12th house because it is getting ready to station direct next month after the total eclipse, right? And so it will stop, and for a period of time as we are entering this portal, right, of the eclipse season, it will feel like, we're just on the precipice, right? And in your 12th house, right, this is your last chance to clear out everything. Just let it all go, Capricorn. Let all your fears go. Let all the people that no longer need to be in your life go. Let your sense of indebtedness and karma go. Let your old beliefs die. Believe in your own vision. Believe in your own story. Believe in the tale you have to tell. And ultimately, Capricorn, because you want, like everyone else, you're a human being, right? And even though you're releasing, right? With Saturn in your 12th house is about becoming to endings, right? Endings of the past that holds you back. The transmutation of that and mastering it, right? Mastering your own karma and turning it into dharma, right? And turning it into your purpose. Spiritual mastery, right? Because ultimately, Capricorn is the sign of the Christ, right? And the Christ is the crystallization of spirit because you are the last earth sign. And it is through the crystallization of spirit that spirit incarnates onto this material plane, onto this material reality. This is where we come to the integration of heaven and earth. The integration, not the separation, not the war, and not the escape. The integration. The merging together, the crystallizing of spirit into matter. Because They are one and the same, ultimately. But it is our own perception, right? Our own human perception. This is how we interpret reality, right? We see spirit as completely distinguishable from matter. And it is on our perception of spirit and our perception of matter that they come together. And even though ultimately you want to feel like you have people around you that have your back, right? It is in having your back first, Capricorn, that you find the people that will. Because you set the standard, you set the bar for what you will tolerate, for who you will accept, for who will be a part of your story that you are creating step by step as you climb that mountain, right? And so at the end of the month, we have the first quarter square of the moon in Scorpio in your 11th house, squaring over to the sun and Mars and Leo in your 8th. And we have Venus entering Cancer, your opposite sign. And this is where, when you know yourself, when you have your own back, when you set down what you no longer will tolerate, what no longer is fitting your story, right? When you earn your stripes as your own spiritual master, the world responds, right? You find what you have been seeking in the wrong places, right? It attracts itself to you effortlessly. It is effortless because things are returning home to you. You don't have to look for home. It comes to you. It finds you. It's magnetized to you naturally when you are yourself. When you are living in the place where you are afraid to live. But ultimately you want to. And it is from that space that you create your own story. You create your own master plan. You create your own family. You don't need to look for it. It's already there because it's in you. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful month of July, Capricorn. And I will see you all next month.